Hello, my name is Jessica Linder Gallo, and I'm the President and CEO of the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're here today to talk to you about the Aurora Chamber Health Plan. As an employee, finding great healthcare coverage for yourself and your family is absolutely pivotal to protecting those we love and mitigating financial risk in an emergency. For generations, employees have looked to employers, to us, to provide these benefits. Over time, though, it's become increasingly difficult as an employer to manage the costs associated with benefits like these and to make sure that our plans are meeting our employees' needs. The Aurora Chamber Health Plan was organized to provide a strong alternative health plan to help you meet the needs of your workforce with affordable plans that prioritize wellness and access to reliable providers to keep your employees healthy. With us today to talk about the Aurora Chamber Health Plan and how it could serve you and your business is Klaus Knuth and Brian Steiner from our partners at Konen Insurance. Klaus, Brian, thanks so much for being with us today. I'm going to hand you the reins to take it over.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. We're really happy to be here today. I'm Klaus Knuth. My partner in crime is Brian Steiner. Brian, you want to say hi?
Good morning. Good afternoon.
So as Jessica mentioned, today we're talking about employee benefits. Last time we talked about the employer benefits. And so today we want to focus more on some of those things that we alluded to last time that would be appealing to your employees. So again, what are employee benefits? Well, the first employee benefit that you're really going to see that your employees benefit from is the opportunity to reduce their deductible by $500 for themselves and $500 for their participating spouse. And that comes in two phases. The first phase is by having them complete an online health risk assessment, which is a questionnaire about their health habits. And they do that online. So after your group is issued, they would log into their member portal on the Medova website, and then they would be able to access this questionnaire. And them successfully completing this questionnaire gives them a $250 deductible credit. The second step in that deductible credit is a visit to a LabCorp facility, and that LabCorp facility will then perform a biometric screening, so draw a blood panel and perform a urinalysis for them. And once they get that done, then they will also get a $250 deductible credit for having that procedure done, which will total up to $500. And again, like I mentioned earlier, they can do that for themselves, and they can also have their spouse do that to drive that credit from $500 to $1,000. And then beyond having this done, they also have the opportunity to earn wellness points for further deductible credits. Brian, do you want to clarify anything or add anything to that?
Sure, add a couple things, of course. Just to clarify too, on the lab testing, it's no charge. There's no charge for you as the employee for having that done, or the health risk assessment either. During the year then, you will earn points for doing various activities. So we'll have individual activities and group activities. So individual will be like going to your physician for your annual physical, your dental exam, vision exam, going to the gym, for example. There's also points given for smoking cessation, weight loss. If you're a person that accumulates a large number of points, it will give you a cashback bonus on that as well too. So there are also employer-sponsored challenges, if you will, that will be throughout the year. So we give you various opportunities to earn as many points as possible because we want you to reduce that deductible. So we can get that to you to $1,000 deductible is your top limit. And so we're trying to give you as many avenues as possible to do that.
And that leads us into some of the next points that we'll cover on here. So that what you just mentioned, we're going to skip number 2 for a second. We'll come back to it. But those wellness challenges, Brian, I think that's exactly what you're just talking about, right? To
exactly
help drive that meaningful participation. And I will say that I'm not a fan of wellness programs in the traditional sense because I don't think they do a whole lot of good. But in this sense, I am a huge fan of this wellness program because an employee doesn't have a minimum or minimal benefit to them. They actually have quite a substantial benefit that is available to them via $1,000 deductible reduction if they participate and meet the criteria that are set forth in the wellness program. So that, again, I mean, I would encourage your employees to participate in the wellness program with Medova because it'll save them a lot of money if they have to use the health plan. Now, if we step back a minute to bullet point number 2, the Lifestyle MD telemedicine. This is available at no cost to your members, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And they access a board certified physician in the state from which they're calling. Whenever we have an opportunity to meet with your employees and with our other clients that have access to this telemedicine service, we always ask them and encourage them to use Lifestyle MD telemedicine as their first line of defense. So if you have a medical situation that you believe you need treatment for, it costs you $0 to contact the Lifestyle MD telemedicine service. So do that first. They'll either tell you this is what you have going on and we're gonna call this medication in for you, or you need to do this, and they'll help you, or they'll tell you, listen, we can't help you with what you have going on, you need to go see a doctor. So best scenario I can give you here is two quick examples. About 5 years ago, my little guy, he had a spot on his forehead that kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. My wife called in to the telemedicine service, was affiliated with a doctor, a board certified doctor, really quickly. And within a matter of 5 minutes, the doctor was able to diagnose my son as having a staph infection on his forehead. We paid nothing for that encounter. It happened to be on a holiday, so our doctor's office was closed. We'd have had to go to an emergency room and spend $1,500 for that ER visit when the telemedicine doctor provider was able to do it for nothing. We got an antibiotic called in to the pharmacy, picked it up the next day and put it on his forehead. 10 days later, guess what? My little guy's forehead was good as new. The other example I can give you is that a member called in one time and said, well, I've got this and that going on. My sight is a little blurry, my speech is a little slurred. I'm not sure what's going on. And they told her, said, you need to get to the ER, you're having a stroke. And so, like I said, this is a free option. First line of defense, call them. It saved my family $1,500. And in another situation, it told a member when they were confused as what to do to get to the ER, and it saved her life. So call them, please. It costs you nothing, costs the employees nothing, but it will benefit them immensely. Then direct health outpatient lab testing at no charge. If the member goes to a LabCorp facility, LabCorp has facilities all over the place. They are one of the nation's leading outpatient lab providers. So Brian, you want to go a little bit more in depth on that?
Certainly. On the outpatient lab, direct health, again, for your plans that are what we call traditional plans, any lab test is covered at 100%. Does not apply to our high deductible qualified plan designs because of the government regulations. But once the deductible on those has been met, it's 100% for those as well too. So we all know that medical costs are increasing, and lab costs in particular have really increased over the last couple of years. So covering the 100% saves you, the member, a lot of money. We do have additional discounts in place for diabetic supplies, medical supplies as well too. We also have a Just Diabetic Supply program that for our diabetic members, they receive a monitor, test strips, and lancets at 100%. Because we need to keep our diabetic members compliant, because if we don't, they can incur a lot of claims and can be very serious to them outcome-wise if they don't control their diabetic situation. So we do have a program on that covers supplies 100% to keep them compliant.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you. So next slide that we're going to talk about here is, the available plan design. So we have 4 broad categories. Healthy Choice, which is going to be more like your traditional PPO plans. Then there's a Healthy 100, which is going to feature a little bit higher deductible, starting at $2,500 with 100% co-insurance. So what that means is that vague word that nobody really knows what it means, co-insurance. There's none of that after the deductible on this. And co-insurance, what that really means is that we as the member pay some and the insurance company pays more after our deductible is met. And in this scenario, again, they pay it all. Then there's the Healthy Value, which is higher deductibles, higher co-insurance, higher participation rates, if you will, on the member's part after deductible is met, which is going to help drive premium down. So if you're looking at really drive the premium down as much as you possibly can, this might be the right platform for you. And then we also have the Healthy Consumer Plan, which is going to be your qualified high deductible health plans that you can use for a health reimbursement arrangement or for health savings account integration. And then the next several slides that we're going to just walk through very quickly here are going to be all available on the Chamber website. So if you were to log on to your Chamber website, you can access these. And also when we come out to meet with you for your no pressure consultation to see how this might work for you and your employees. We can bring these out and we can review all of these with you. So again, if you want to see how this would work for your organization, again, it's going to be a no pressure consultation. Please contact us to plan a meeting with us, or you can call us at 630-897-4239 or email us at info@konen.com, and we'll be very happy to set that meeting up with you.
Awesome. Well, Klaus, Brian, thanks so much for being with us today. This information is so helpful. It's a great option for folks who are looking for really an alternative to their health plan. So this is great to be able to have this information and think about it in terms of their own business. So Klaus gave you all a couple of ways to find out more. I just want to reiterate those. So one, reach out to the team at Konen Insurance. It really is meant to be no pressure. We know that this benefits landscape can be confusing. It can be hard to navigate. They're here to help, and they really are our partners in this initiative. So they're here to answer your questions and help you work through it and figure out if it is the right option for you. So I encourage you to reach out. And then two, you can download all of the documents that you saw today in the Member Information Center by logging in at business.aurorachamber.com/login and clicking on resources. Really simple, two ways that you can connect again. Thank you so much for being on with us today. We've got one more video in this series, so be sure to tune back in to learn a little bit more about the Aurora Chamber Health Plan. Thanks.